Hello again! I did say I was going to start making more videos. So as a fair amount of people should know, and are probably lamenting, the fact that this weekend was meant to be London MCM Comic Con. An event I've been going to since 2008, and it is really sad to see a year where it probably won't be happening at all. And because I know it moved to July, and then it got cancelled in July. If they do have one in October, I was never actually going to be able to make the October one. So if that goes ahead and my plans go ahead, then I won't have gone to Expo at all this year. Breaking a 10-year streak. Whereas I haven't been to every MCM Comic Con since 2008, I have been every year. Because I missed 2 in a row, but it was an October and a May one. So I have still gone to Expo every year. So who knows, this year might be the one that really does break that streak. I don't know, can't say anything until the end of the year. But it is very sad that there is no MCM. Keep seeing photos on my Facebook memories reminding me that you were Expo 5 years ago, 9 years ago, all of this. And all the pictures and all the fun we had. And none of that is happening now, of course. So, to make up for it, I decided to make a tribute to MCM Comic Con, where I will talk about all the things that I enjoy about it, some of the things that have changed for the good and the not so good, because of course being run at the same location for a extended period of time means that a lot of changes do happen. It's gotten bigger. It started out so small, one section of a whole hall, and the Excel Centre is huge. It's, both sides is just really long conference halls or whatever they are, and MCM used to take up such a small little area, and the celebrity involvement was barely anything. You might have some people have a little stall and that was about it. There was a comic village still, but again that was probably tiny, and then over the years, every year it has just gotten bigger, started taking up both sides. Now it takes up pretty much the entire Excel, to the point that you're not even allowed inside the building unless you've got a ticket for the convention, which has caused a lot of queuing fun throughout the years, but now they seem to have it sorted. So that's my experience of it just growing over the years. And like I said, they've got more panels, they've had better guests, they've had more space, obviously, for more just things, not even just dealers' rooms. Like sometimes I would just think of Expo as just a giant dealers' hall, which it is to a degree, but they've added in a lot of promotional stuff, little things you can do when a new movie comes out. You can have nice photo opportunities for things, so that's really cool. But yes, I'm going to get into probably the 4 main things I enjoy about Expo the most. But I'm going to be doing them in cosplay. So this is my Eponine cosplay that I first wore last year in October. I was going to wear my newest cosplay, but I've only done like bits. I've got a wig for it. There's not much I've got for it yet, so I'd rather sort of wait and debut that at an actual convention when I've actually got it all properly put together. But cosplay does bring into the first thing I really like about MCM Expo, and I do miss at the moment, is cosplaying. I've been cosplaying since 2009, May 2009, when me and a group of friends decided to do a TF2 cosplay group, where I was the spy, because it was pretty easy. My friend Selena was the sniper, and my friend Luke was the engineer. And it was just the 3 of us. We didn't plan to meet up with anybody because we didn't know anybody else. But we did. While we were there, we just kept meeting more and more TF2 cosplayers, and our group just got bigger and bigger. And we actually spent the majority of the convention on the first day, in fact probably the entirety of it, outside just getting photographs, because so many people, you know, back then TF2 was still quite a new game, so there wasn't as many cosplayers about, so people really liked it. We also took part in a video games world record, the most computer game cosplayers in one place, so we took part in that, which was really cool. And ever since then I have cosplayed. I try to have a new cosplay for every convention, but I will admit that once I did my death costume, I wore that every October for about 3 years, I think. I did the Hogfather 2 years in a row. My Retsuko cosplay is one of my favourite and one of my most popular ones, and I have worn that a fair few conventions now. So yeah, I do like to stick with ones, but only ones that I'm really impressed with. You know, ones like this, I can get away with just a casual cosplay, wear once or twice. But if I've put a lot of effort into a cosplay, I want to wear it like as much as I can at many conventions as I can. So but yes, like I said, it is really, really unusual for me to go to a convention now without having some kind of cosplay to wear, because that's what makes it so much fun. Like I said, when people recognize you, it's brilliant, especially when they know what you are. I have had people think I'm something else when I've worn my death costume before. But it does make you feel like a celebrity, weirdly. And like I said, if it's something that people recognise a lot, my Retsko one was very popular.
Swivel it, hand, Sarah.
So the other thing I really like about conventions is panels. Now, when you think of panels, you tend to think of either the big celebrity ones at San Diego, or you think of the anime ones, which is like fan-made conventions and fan panels where they talk about stuff. MCM is kind of trying to be like San Diego Comic-Con in that they do have mostly panels promoting what actors have done. So if a TV show is quite popular, like when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was very popular, they got a couple of actors in from there. They don't always get the big names. I do remember when Matt Smith was there and everybody it went nuts. He was only there for one day and people were queuing up at 5 a.m. to get in to see him. Those I don't bother with. I like the panels. I like going to panels where it's, I guess, actors who aren't, I don't want to say that well known, but are not going to be quite as, there's not going to be a scrum to try to get in there. But they have had some. One of my favourites they had there was the Being Human. They had the original cast from Being Human 5 years after the show ended, I think, or something like that. So it was a bit out of date, but who cares? They had Aidan Turner, who, that picture there, I got that signed by him. I met him, he was lovely. And I don't usually do the celebrity signings. That's not really something I go there for. But I do like panels. They had Anthony Mackie there once, who had a really good panel. He was really funny. Donnie Yen was pretty good as well. They've had people from Firefly, who I've asked questions. They've had various people from Doctor Who, like old doctors, which have been very good. So, yeah, I do like going there for the panels. And one of my favourite panels was actually in October last year, which was, I will tell this pretty quick. It was, they were announcing the next Doctor Who animated story, because they've been animating a lot of the old Second Doctor stories, and they were going to announce what the new one was going to be. So, of course, I had to go to that. And they only announced the people who were in the panel were people who worked on the animation, who was part of the backstage. So I thought, okay, fine, but at least I get to find out what's next. And then they surprised everyone by having Fraser Hines there. If you don't know who he is, I understand, but he is the Second Doctor's companion, Jamie, and he is my favourite companion of all companions from Doctor Who. So that was absolute thrill for me. It's like I've been waiting for him to come to a convention or something. So to see him on stage. Not only that, I was sat in the front row in my Jamie cosplay, and I'm there sort of thinking, is he going to notice? Is he going to notice? Because I was kind of in his line of sight. And he did actually notice, and he gave me a thumbs up. So that probably made my entire convention. And it sort of proves that even though you've been going to conventions, like I have, for over 10 years, there can still be those amazing moments that are like, I can't believe that happened. And that's what I love about Expo, is you can have those moments that you just don't get anywhere else. Other conventions, yes, but yes, that's what made that special for me. So one of the other things I'm missing at the moment is the exhibits. And this is something that's sort of come in the last few years, probably the last 5 or 6 years, which are things that you can actually do there. It's when movies and TV shows are promoting their TV movie, where you can have your photo taken with like a certain background or doing something. For example, I got this picture of me as Retsko stabbing some creature from The Witcher to promote The Witcher. I've also got a picture of me in a teleporter. I don't think that was promoting anything, but it was pretty cool to do the Star Trek teleporter thing. They've also done ones for like a skyscraper, being on the edge of a skyscraper. Matt did one for the Meg, where you're on a rubber dinghy and you're being attacked by the Meg. That's all fun stuff. And that stuff makes it more fun for conventions, because you want to do things. You know, panels are good, you can go to panels, but it's also good to do something while you're walking around, to do something. But also you can take part in like games, you can play demos for games that's coming out. They're pretty good for promoting things like that. Their whole sort of computer area is really blown up with all the consoles and all the games that promoting. Certain things like game have disappeared, but otherwise, you know, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, they always have a section there to promote their new games, and that's always fun. It gives you something else to do instead of just looking at the dealers' stalls. But I do also miss the dealers as well. I miss the steampunk section. I used to spend a lot of time there when they had a stage. Sadly, steampunk is weird, because even though the convention got bigger, the steampunk section got bigger too, and then got a bit smaller. I mean, they used to have a stage where they had their own panels, but they don't anymore because they don't have the space anymore. But yeah, I do miss a lot of the, I miss having, my friend has a dealer's store there, my friend Reaper Fox, who I will put her details down in the description, who sells her art. Because she has a table, we have somewhere to sit, somewhere to just sort of chill out, which is very good, because Expo is very hard to find anywhere, especially on a Saturday, to actually sit down and relax, and have a table, someone's art table you can sit behind and take a relax. We also help out. We help out setting it up, taking it down, as well as if she needs to, we'll sell her stuff for her while she's gone. And that does also bring me into the next area of which I miss probably the most of all, the socializing. Because in 2018, I decided I was going to go to Expo just for the day. And that was fine. We managed to do quite a lot of stuff in just a day. But because I was only there for a day and a night, I missed out on so much of just hanging out. And some of the fondest memories I have at MCM is just hanging out with my friends. Whether it's just hanging out in front of the steps, eating a takeaway we got from a place round the back, or if it's that one year when there was a Eurovision Song Contest clashed with Expo, and we just had a Eurovision party. Or if we decide to go and find some Chinese restaurant a bit further away to have a big group meal, or the dim sum when everyone was in onesies. You know, it's these type of things, it's these experiences that we get to have at Expo. I mean, and you just don't get them other places. The social aspect has changed, obviously, because of the fact that they close the steps now. You can't even be on, like, the grass area and the steps. They close all of that off at night, so you can't hang out there. The Fox is the local sort of bar right next door, and it is always busy. They've changed the top half to a Starbucks, so there's even less place to hang out. We used to hang out there a lot in the early days, but now it's just no fun to, because it is just too busy and too crowded. And one thing we really like to do at conventions is just to sit and play games, which is one of my favourite parts, because it's always fun to sit with your friends. Plus you get to see friends that I don't get to see very often. People who live miles and miles away, who can sometimes come to other events, but not very often. So Expo is pretty much the only time you can really hang out with them. So I enjoy that, and that is what sucks so much about not having Expo at the moment, is just not having that social aspect. And I'm going to end this video with a nice little collection of just some videos I've taken over the years of panels, cosplay, and just hanging out. Basically any Expo pictures I can find that sums up how much I enjoy this convention and how much I am really missing it right now. But don't worry, it will be back, I am sure, hopefully in the same place. Here's hoping. So, goodbye. That's amazing. Happy birthday to
And on command, dunk. 2, 3, withdraw. Okay, good dunks. Both going for the side on. This is seen to be a more popular biscuit viewing angle. Seems that little twist you need to get it into your mouth doesn't seem to hamper contestants' chances too much. Keeping a very close eye. Whoa! 2 clean noms, so the second clean nom wins. Commiseration, sir, but good technique.
We agreed that the front foot is mine.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Assassin.
Oh my god, such a bloody one.
So, let's